Bloods and Crips. And together waiting for
Hey, again.
Yeah, that's right. We in unity, right? We in unity, right?
Nothing that. We in unity.
It's bigger than
unity.
Amen.
Ain't nobody bigger than the program.
I gave you a shout out. I gave you your page a shout out. Yeah. Keep up the good work.
Guys, I met him today. He is an awesome content creator. Tell them who you are.
I learned from the best. I'm Dodge Landisman, first day here. She's given me a good rundown already as to what's been happening, but wanted to check out the scene. There's some saucy text messages, some fun, salacious stuff. So yeah, I'll be watching. I'm Dodge Landisman.
All right.
Appreciate it. Keep up the good work.
Thank you so much.
It's a freak.
So in other words, let me get this straight. You going to jail because you like to bust nuts?
Is having a party tonight. Free pumpkin.
That's the argument they're making. Like, that's the argument they're making is she said, "I can't wait to touch your big black dick." Like that was in there. I can't wait to touch your big black dick. Yeah. It's right in court. That's the conversation.
Well, at the end of the day, there's more to it than just that because he's paying for it on his
Heated oils are made.
He always causes damages, though.
Yeah, my oils are heated.
Yeah, that's what the waiver gonna be.
Yeah.
But watch, it's gonna be hoes.
Slim all the time, nigga. Right, nigga. So Slim the one Crips.
open you up to something that they
All right. Dylan.
Or convicted in a hung jury because with a mistrial.
She matters, yeah. There's a million different ways they could do it. That's the issue, though. They could say she's coerced.
That's what we
Right. And the Rico, yeah. You brought up that, too. That's less of a thing people are focusing on.
All you need is two. And you and one more person. And that's the enterprise. And you commit two red flags.
Thank you so much, AB.
They're saying there's money between three people.
Right.
At least.
Right.
So once it changed hands more than twice,
So let me
So there's something.
boogie oogie.
I'll let you.
Can you guys hear any music? Please let me know.
Subscribe to that girl, Henny. People watching live. I got like 20. Oh, shit. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I don't need it anymore, at least. Gentlemen, thank you.
You don't need it?
I mean, I'll take it now that it's salvaged. Thank you. You're the best. I appreciate it. I'm a mess.
Love you, brother. You know I love you.
Love you too, man. I was hitting that ball on the bench, so like, I'm less coordinated than I was 20 minutes ago. And shout out your YouTube again for my people watching.
OOTAONGO, and I'm live with my man ODM Slim. You heard from
ODM
LA.
Slim. Okay, all the way from LA.
All the way
So you
from
came
LA.
all the way out. All right, that's what's up.
Real gang.
That's what's
gang
up.
outside the
He
gang.
came out here to East Coast.
Real
Okay.
gang is outside the
Okay.
gang.
That's what's up.
Hold on. Hold on. Get to that.
Coast to coast. Coast to coast. So I'm curious, what brought you out? Are you in support? Do you think it's kind of bullshit, or are you just watching? Okay, that's what's up.
Black man, fuck it, let's go.
You gotta show support. Right.
Again, he only been prosecuted for busting nuts. That's
Okay.
it.
That's what the defense is saying.
You going to jail
Yeah.
for willing participants.
Yeah.
That's it. That's like for willing participants. No, I can't come this day, but I'm willing to come this day, and you willing to
Yeah.
lie.
Go out of the way. And that's what defense is doing. It's like they were planning. Oh, I'm not free this weekend. I need a little more time this exact day. I'm free. You know, it's interesting.
You are willing.
That's what they're saying.
YMW Melly, right?
That's what they're saying. It's an interesting case.
When Brandon got apprehended in Miami-Dade.
And they seem to be saying the same thing over and over for a long time at this point, for a couple weeks. So yeah, this is interesting. Well, we'll see. That's the big argument, right? That's the argument of the defense is the endorsement of it, is the endorsement of the relationship. Now, the prosecutor will say, was she coerced? Was it deeper? Was there actual proof she was coerced? And then, of course, there's the back and forth between how authentic are all of the text messages. And there's an argument that the defense attorney is making against an expert witness who is there to authenticate these various graphs and charts that show payment history and that show text message history. And now there has been an issue that the expert witness has foibled on one of the dates. Now, I don't think that throws out the entire case, but it's already interesting, I'll say that. Hey, Danny, I'm good. Having fun. Talking to some interesting people.
People about to pop up. They go Charles Lucy right there popping out with the family. Hold on. Get this video.
NYC ain't ready for a fancy dress dodge. So it's an interesting scene and a lot of passionate people. Okay, we got a major player. It's Justin.
Justin Bieber. I gotta go. You gotta let the gun ride. Let the gun
You guys ride?
Easy, right now. Darling, you know I love we gotta figure out when he got. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Smiles and I love her. That's my girl. He just went there today, man. He popped out first day to the trial, man. He's popping out.
I appreciate the energy. I'm from New York, so I'm from around here. Yeah, it's not too far out. But I was on the other coast too, so I came all the way out, so it's been a minute. Yeah, it's been a minute or two. Yeah, so you gotta cover it, you know.
Cover stories, that's what you do, cover stories.
Yeah, you do good. Yeah, I go to court and shit. Okay.
Rico.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to LA.
Okay, that's what's up. Rico for what?
Big U Rico. We going to get
okay, let's do it.
Go right now too, nigga.
Let me know. I'll be around.
I miss LA, nigga. You dumb?
It's a fun city. Have a good ass time there. Yeah.
It's supposed to be anyway. So it's hot.
I'm going back there.
Out of this rain. It's hot as fuck up here. You know what I'm saying?
It does.
Every day wake up and say, it's another one. It's another one. And another one. Ain't been a day that
and another one.
Shout out to my people in LA. For real.
I'm curious.
Dangerous.
Can I ask you what you think about the defense? I mean, do you think the prosecutor's losing a little bit of momentum?
I think they're just losing momentum and how they dragged out some of the witnesses. Just based on even that. I mean, they got people staying up there for 4 days and all that. I can see the jury getting disassociated with certain parts of the story.
Yeah.
Maybe we're like a Bonner, becoming disassociated, not understanding, look, were you and Cassie putting the situation together? We don't know, it's all alleged. But Cassie said it happened in a hotel, and another girl, Nate, was there. Bonner's saying that, no, it happened at Cassie's house, at the 17th floor, at the Comstock place, where the balcony is. So it's just little things, you know what I'm saying? Did it happen on the 26th? So did you take both pictures on the 26th?
Yeah, they get the dates wrong, yeah.
The metadata.
Interesting.
It was airdropped to you. So how you took both pictures by yourself, yet one of those pictures was on the 26th, was airdropped to you. So it's just a lot of inconsistencies with some things that maybe some of the jury and some of us are like, come on, prosecutor, what you doing? Where's the meat and potatoes of this story?
Right.
I don't have no horse in the race.
Right.
Give us the meat and the potatoes. You gave us Cassie, all right, cool, that was his shorty. He went with shorty, he was with her, she was with him for 10 years, all right, whatever. Even she complicit in that way, because they was doing things that they wanted to do with him, to be with him. Because it's never about him giving them no money. Look at Jane. Jane did what she did for $333 a day. That's $10,000 a month. For $333 a day, you can feed a little African kid with a big belly and flies like the Latter-day Saints in the commercial, homie. And they never got their money. But Jane got hers, so what's she beefing?
And at some point it becomes a gig, it becomes an arrangement.
What is it, man? Everybody came out after Cassie had a story. Nobody came out before that. And nobody's story in the very beginning was the way it is now. Why y'all ain't say, yo, legend up? Why y'all ain't say all that shit from the very beginning?
ODM Slim.
Right.
Y'all
Where does it
didn't
go
see that
back?
shit from the very beginning, though.
Yeah.
Why is the story changing? Why is it tailored now? Jane Doe, why is the three pages stand out the 35-page document? Could you have not tailored your life as well? Not to say she ain't go through what she went through. Because I believe she wasn't free. I really do. Was it consensual or was
She
it
allowed
not?
it. Right. That's the question. That's the question.
And
Doesn't matter how
freak-
depraved.
But even a freak at a time could say no, she don't want to freak too. So just because a person's a freak, they have a right to say no at a time too. So we're not going to box nobody into a decision.
This shit regular.
But when a person say, you might crack pipe, and you hit him back and say, oh my God, that's so cute, I'm thinking the same thing, I'm addicted to you, and all the stuff. Now where is the hate and where is the reality part? How much of this is about money and not about money? Because she was there not for the money. $10,000 a month's rent. Diddy gave her $20,000 just to start her business. You was making $50,000 a month, right? Then you was getting 40 whatever, 7 or whatever for the child support. So did you really need the $10,000 from Diddy? So what, the free cost really worth the 10? No. So why is Diddy still paying that 10 damn near up to today?
I had to hear you say.
So very recent.
So if you can give it all back, why won't you give the 10,000 back? Why don't you just give back that house? So you can buy your
But
own
she's already a
house.
little established, yeah.
But you can buy your own house.
Right.
You can have a man that's going to give you more. Many men will give her more.
Right.
A man right here on the street that's working in this building will give her $10,000 a month.
You can go on a website, sugardaddy.com or
regular
something.
man
Yeah.
that would be on and take care
Yeah,
of her
yeah,
and like
easy.
her and love her and will
Easy.
give her $10,000 a month.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. And actually treat her better than that. Right here in this building.
Sure. Wouldn't be long. Wouldn't be a
Wouldn't
couple
even take
minutes.
long. Couple
Yeah.
seconds.
She looked good. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It's over, man.
That's it.
And she's smart. She's not a fool.
No.
Jane is not a fool.
I got the footage. I don't know who he is, though.
Took her time, spoke very calm. Well, we got to question your intentions. Your ex didn't like Diddy. Diddy never liked your ex. So that means you had a revenge element as well as Diddy. You don't like your ex, you're getting back at her. Diddy don't like your ex, you're getting back at her. Y'all know what y'all was doing. What did you think you were? You think he was ever going to be his girl? You the one that
One
said
can
you
dream.
didn't want a public thing. But then when he's public with young Miami, now you're mad. You said you don't want the public thing. The one time you was in a picture with Diddy with me, it went whatever. You over here making a big stink
Yeah, it's
about
established.
it, right? You making a big stink
Established.
about it.
Yeah. It's interesting.
We gonna link up. I'm gonna be up top you anyway. All right, just hit me.
Yeah, don't let me keep you at what you're trying to get in.
No, we here, bro.
I appreciate it. And shout out your YouTube again. So people are asking.
OOTAONGO.
That's
This
what's
is
up.
what it is, man. And I ain't got no sides in it. Right?
Cool. Good for
but at
you.
the end of the day,
Yeah.
the
You
case
just look at
is
this.
the prosecution is making a case.
Right. Okay.
Cool. So they're putting on their case. When they cooking, they cooking. I don't take away from what they're cooking. They be cooking it. But I'm just talking about the witnesses, bro. I ain't even talking about the defense. I'm just talking about these.
I mean, if it's an expert
and these
witness,
alleged
the
victims.
witness wasn't that expert, so there's an issue with that.
That's what I'm saying.
You know.
That's what I'm saying.
Do you think that made me black and blue, made my lip fat stuff? Do you think that's an issue though? Although they're not really going after domestic battery or anything like that. I mean, it's wrong
This
charge, I
should have
suppose.
This should have been charged that way, I think.
Right,
If
right,
you really
right.
Because imagine this now. If
Right.
Diddy beats this whole case, right? Not guilty, not guilty, not guilty, right? And he goes scot-free, right? They will say scot, right? If he
That
does
happened.
that means that the alleged or potential victims, because Cassie was a victim at the time, at least. I think everybody's a victim of Diddy in some realm. His life is so vast and so big that it swallows yours up.
Sure.
Period. Your life can't
Enjoy it,
exist
yeah.
on it. He's like the sun.
Yeah.
His life is that big. It's like the sun. It's just a whatever planet. It's going to right into the orbit. Something. So when we looking at all, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe it was wrongly charged. So did they want the victim to really get justice?
Just different, yeah.
That's
You're
right,
going after the
because
wrong
if
thing.
they charged him in a state court, he probably got some years, right? They
Sure.
proved abuse. They could
And
prove
that's
the beating, right?
sometimes
They
you get
proved it.
over ambitious.
they'd
Yeah,
have
yeah. Well, that too.
They'd have proved it all.
That too.
Open and shut proof.
They would argue
He'd
that
probably took a deal.
maybe yeah.
He'd probably took a deal on this stuff.
Right.
Right?
Right. They
Except
would
They
have.
swung for the fence on me with the 15 on his
And they might have got something,
I'm
yeah.
not taking a plea on that.
They might have wanted jail time though, tangibly. They felt like maybe it's the only way they could get it,
But
perhaps.
in the
But
state with the domestics,
Yeah.
all of these things that they'd have possibly been able to prove state-wise.
Right.
That still is within the statute of limitations.
yeah.
He's
a
doing
bunch
a
of
lot
them
of
were, and they
crazy stuff.
changed legislation in California where you could sue for things that were more long ago or prosecute. Yeah,
Even
yeah,
that,
yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Right,
So,
no, I
trust
hear
me,
you.
He could have got 15 in the state just now. You know that, right?
Yeah,
got
you
a
think so?
15
You
in
think
the
that
state.
max? Wow.
He could have got a 10.
Right.
He could have got numbers. But guess what?
Right,
The victim
right.
would have got some justice.
Would be-
He'd
yeah.
have had a conviction.
Would have been guilty. Would have been.
And then they got
their
their civil suit,
yeah,
which
right.
they always
Sure.
wanted because everybody wants that. Everybody that testified in that court, I don't think they want Diddy to get a life or Rico.
Right.
I don't think they want that.
No.
They're not in there cooking him like he's so evil. They say he's all this evil. Why
Yeah.
don't you testify? We watch people.
Well,
we see
yeah.
other cases where people are testifying with people's evil, bro.
There's been parts of that, I guess, in some of the days, where he's been pretty insane in some ways. But you have to verify
the way
that.
people are telling the story, though.
Sure, that's
When
a fair
you tell
point.
them
Yeah.
about people are crying and stuff. Okay.
Right.
When people look and say, no, it's him. You know how many times I see court? I know who did it. That's my abuse.
Right.
In
There's
the
a little
court,
more
the
conviction.
jury see it. What? Him. I want you to know. Him. Right?
Right,
You don't
that's
see none of
interesting.
that from none of these witnesses or these victims. They did like, okay, yeah, he was dead. Who did it? Diddy, Sean, Puff, whatever. They just did it, bro.
Yeah.
But y'all got all these things y'all alleging that he did. That means he's the most wickedest person that's damn near here. Why y'all not like that? Because y'all feel sorry for him. Because everybody that got up there that was on the side at some point has some sort of love for him. And I don't believe that they want him to get life. And I don't think that they want. That's just my own thoughts. I don't think that they want that.
Take what they can get.
Yeah.
Take what they can get.
This is what we're dealing with. I don't think that jury can convict on ex-trafficking. I don't think the RICO elements is being proved, though. Crazy. I just think that based on how they swung for the fence, the jury might say, oh no, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's how it's going. They might say, I don't know, but they're proving it. They're showing the arson, they're showing the kidnapping, they're showing the, you know what I mean? The interstate tuition. They're showing these things, bro. They're showing them. So they're proving these predicates. You only got to prove two. They have at least prove two of something. And they're guaranteed all the words I wrote. Trust me, I done seen two things prove. But that don't mean that the jury's going to feel strong enough like that. But the tuition might be the hardest for him to beat. It's going to be the hardest to get around. You know what I mean? Because the last thing that this witness came in, the summary witness came to break down, like the message between, I think it was James, Cassie, Jules, and all of that, how they flew him out for the SEX and all of that stuff. It's not good. Because, you know what I mean? That's tuition. Interstate tuition.
Yeah,
That's dirty. That's just cut and dry. So it's either, are they going to say he's guilty of it from Cassie, or is he guilty of it also from Jane? Because Cassie's his ex-girl. So they might say, damn, you went too hard on that.
They're overexpansive.
So if they hit
Try
him with
too
a 10,
hard.
that's his girl.
Yes.
If they hit him with a 10 for Jane, bro, I think that's foul, bro. I think that's foul, bro. Your girl is your girl. But she was down with him.
There we go.
But even if it goes wrong for you, your girl was your girl. You can say, yo, it went wrong. That was my girl. You're going to start looking at the things that you did wrong, tell why you sit in jail, and all of that. Because you don't think about these things until you think in a place like jail. You think about all the things he probably did. That's his girl. But who's this shit?
Alabama to cover
10 for you? How is Bonner suing for 10? How is these people suing Diddy for $10 million, bro? Cassie only got 20, bro. What make you think you deserve 10 million of anything, bro? When Cassie got 20 million. Before y'all say give me a few million, give me 5 million. Give me 5 million. Let me go, sir. Let me go. Give me 5. Let me go, son. Get me out the way. I'm not here for sticking it up. Give me my 5. Let me get lost, bro. Season 4. Remember, lost in season 4 with the 8, 9, 10. Let me get lost season 12, homie. I'm out of here. You'll never see me again. Right?
Make some good points.
But they going for 10, 20. Why? Everybody's going for 10. Everyone's going for 10 from Diddy, though. How, bro? What did I do to you? Send it to $10 million, bro. Why? Okay, if you allegedly got thrown for buying or something, hold a minute to and shut up.
I hear seeing people here, huh?
Good with a couple of million.
All right, guys, we're going to do a little
Sometimes
debrief.
people just be overreaching their boundaries. Because then it shows the falsehood.
Back in. Good looking out. Thanks again. All right, it's an interesting scene. I think he's pretty guilty, guys.
Later on today.
It's interesting to hear the other thoughts about that. And that's the argument, right? It comes back to consensual, and then the other argument is consensual or really relevant. In the classic sense of the term, the legal definition, if it's consensual is backed up by coercion, by threat, by fear, by one of those three, then perhaps it's not consensual ultimately, or perhaps it's at least prosecutable. But it's interesting to hear the arguments. You know, I think you heard some perspective. That gentleman was there, and I think very smart, and had some really interesting analysis about it. He was there in the courtroom as well. You know, he feels like it's a witch hunt. That's his, and he used those words, but that there's, you know, that he'll probably be not guilty. He actually did not technically give his opinion, although perhaps some of you could figure out what that might be. Rico isn't about consent. Well, I mean, there's a multitude of charges, right? So that's kind of the complicated thing here as well. So you might not get him on one, you can get him on some other stuff. So it might be wishful thinking, but we'll see. All right, guys, I might sign off soon and head back in there. Hope you enjoyed this. Well, we'll do a little sweep around before I go back in, but of course I don't want to miss the actual material. But yeah, it's a wild scene out here. It's a wild scene.
You know how to borrow it.
My birthday on Saturday. Salute to you, King. I know you just do what you do because you do what you do. So shout out to you.
Are you inside the? No, we're outside the courtroom. I'm going to head back inside. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.